Hey YouTube, what's going on with American Horror Story 1984? I wanted to do a video on it. I've been watching the show, been watching the reviews. It's only 4 episodes in, and it is already one of the best seasons of American Horror Story ever. Whatever Ryan Murphy is doing, he revitalized it. He put some youth into it. He gave it a different kind of a vibe this season. You know, last season was kind of heavy, apocalypse and all of that. That was a good season, but it just wasn't as good as the seasons prior. The best season to me was Asylum, which was season 2. For some reason, I've never got to watch Murder House the first season, but I'm gonna actually go. That's the only season I've never seen because I kind of picked up on it on the second season. But also one of my favorites was Coven, Freak Show. I liked Hotel. Roanoke, it had certain characters that I wish they would have continued with in the further episodes or the further seasons of the show. But I did like Cult. I did like Cult a lot. Like, it was fire at first, and then it kind of got a little too deep. It got a little too like experimental. But definitely 1984 is like a slasher genre type of season where the characters are basically in a camp like Crystal Lake, like Jason Voorhees having a slasher around, but there's a lot of plots and twists that kind of surprise you. There's motivations. When I first saw the first episode, it's this character named Margaret. I assumed that she was like supposedly like a version of Jason Voorhees' mom, but upon further review, it seems like she's more like Angela from Sleepaway Camp. And I had that vibe, like, you know, you have Freddy, you have Jason, you have Michael Myers, and all the classic horror figures that I loved growing up. Halloween, the first Halloween in 1978 actually inspired me to be a writer because of the way it was shot, the way the storyline was simplistic, but it worked. It was like a perfect marriage of everything that a movie's supposed to be. But there was one movie that I saw. Well, it was a couple of movies that I saw when I was younger, because I used to just watch scary movies, video store rentals when they had video stores and things like that. There's one movie called Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp was disgusting. It was horrible. It was like the worst kills that you could imagine. Like the main killer is a girl named Angela who is batshit crazy. She's out of control. Like, she's manipulative, she's conniving, she's a victim, but then she's more like she's not even a hero. Like, you didn't even want to root for her. She killed so ruthlessly. She had worse kills than, I would say, Jason at times. I mean, she put one guy's head in a fryer. She buried a guy head deep under the grass, and she had the lawnmower go over his head. Like, she was crazy, but she never get talked about. Nobody talks about Angela from Sleepaway Camp. Nobody. And I'm getting that vibe. I'm thinking that Ryan Murphy caught on to the fact that nobody ever really talks about Angela from Sleepaway Camp. She's one of the worst killers ever in history and the most inventive killers. She came up with ways and plots and plans. She was a serial mastermind. And so this character, Margaret, is giving me that vibe that she's a mastermind, she's the killer, she's everything. But there's so many different plot twists, you don't know who's the main killer, who's the main brains of the operation. You think you get a sense one week, then the next week it changes to somebody else because they're peeling back the layers of the backstory. So it's almost exciting. It's like you're on the ride with them. They running through the forest. There's traps, spikes in the ground. There's things, bear traps and everything. But you know, it's finally brought back the excitement and fun that I don't think American Horror Story has had. Like, they've had serious acting and serious storyline. They have great acting in this, but it's second to the mischief and the upheaval of what's happening to the characters, and it's supposed to be that way. 84 was a time where all the slashes were thriving. Nightmare on Elm Street, you have Friday the 13th, you have Michael Myers and all of that. They were submitting their iconic horror killer status, you know, at the time. You let me know what you think about Ryan Murphy's 1984. Do you like it? Will it rank in your top 5 of American Horror Story seasons? You let me know. My name's Darrell. You can hit me up at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My website is scareofthelight.com. Also, I have a book coming out called The Brown Paper Bag Boys and the Colorism Experiment. That book will be out in about a month, so you got to subscribe so you can get a hold of these contests that I'm going to get you in, where you could win money, cash prizes, t-shirts, books, prizes, sweepstakes, all kinds of different things that are fun, that actually are around the release of my book and continue promotions of my books as well. So let me know what you think. I will be back with another video. Thank you. Peace.